I need you to have some attention span, otherwise go away. Do you really think I don't know who you are? Do you really think I don't know? I'm not aware of your presence, of your character. You, yes, bro, you, viewer, looking at this video right now, do you think I'm not aware of your presence? Let me ask you something, okay? Do you think you're special? Any kind of special? Do you think you're valuable in a way that differentiates you from the rest of the masses, of the people, of humanity? Do you have a quality that differentiates you from the rest of the 8 billion people currently living alongside of you? Do you think you have something different? Do you have something? Do you even believe you have something that makes you different? Well, let me tell you, what if I told you that you don't know who you are? Okay, right now, listen at my words. If I asked you who you are, what would you say? Be honest to yourself, okay? If I asked you who you are, what would you reply to me? Or maybe you will reply your name, I'm Jake. Or maybe you will reply with your profession. Oh, I work for an agency. Maybe you will reply with your goods, with the goods that you possess, the physical materials that you possess, that you own. So, I actually just read your mind, right? Crazy. So, do you still think I don't know who you are, bro? Do you still think I'm unaware of you? Because think about it. If you would have replied this way, how could I have predicted it? Maybe, and just maybe, because you have nothing different than anybody. You have something in common with everybody. Think about it, okay? When I was in school, I was still trying to make friendships. I was trying to build friendships. But I realized something that everyone around me was a copy of each other. I noticed that everybody around me was living out of his control, crazy. Everyone around me felt like an NPC, a simulation. It may sound crazy, right? Because we're living in a reality. It's not a game. But, well, I predicted what you would have said about my questions, your answers. So, what if I told you that you are an NPC? Well, right now, in this moment, you may feel attacked, right? Because your emotions are flowing. And that's the point I'm trying to reach. I'm trying to trigger you emotionally to make you realize, bro, to make you realize that you don't know either. You don't even know yourself who you are. You're just existing. You're just living. You're just manifesting physically in the world, in the physical world. You're just being there. But deep down, you never asked yourself, you never dig down deeply, deeply to find out who you are, who you were always been. Since you were born, okay? Since your mother was at the hospital and they took you out of the womb of your mother, the moment you were born, this is the moment you started gaining consciousness. But let me tell you, by this moment, once you were eligible to death, once you're born, you're eligible to die. And by the moment you were born, you started a huge war. I could say maybe you have made a huge mistake to be born. But let me rewire it. You never made a huge mistake in your life. You never made really any mistake in your life. Yet you crumble at the words of everybody. Everybody that tries to share a thought about you, you crumble about it. You crumble in front of those words. It only takes one famous person talking bad about you, sharing his own negative thoughts about you, and you crumble. So do you still think you know yourself? Do you still think you're not an NPC? What makes you different? The fact that you have a consciousness. You've been acting unconsciously the same as everybody. Think about it, okay? Think about it. A famous person right now is insulting you on a social media. Okay, let's another analogy. You're posting a photo of yourself on a social media. You're on Instagram. You open the Instagram app. You post a photo of yourself, all proud of having built finally a nice physique, an acceptable physique at least, by having been fat for your whole life, or skinny. So imagine all the feeling, all the feelings of being proud, how proud you feel about yourself, about posting this photo finally. Visualize, feel it right now in this moment. Feel how it feels to be finally confident about taking your shirt in public and show it to the world, to the people that once bullied you for your own appearance. How does it feel? Good, right? Okay, right now, a famous person is writing a bad comment about you, is trying to shame on you, is trying to laugh at you publicly. And then the people follow up. And then you get demoralized, you get demotivated, you get sad, you get scared. And then you stop posting because of it. Because you let your own unconscious brain, let me say it better, okay? You let your NPC version of yourself take the control. You've been acting like an NPC. You've been letting yourself get wired by other NPCs, other engines, other machines around you. Okay, it may sound fun, but right now, imagine all the people around you. It may be a schizophrenic, psychopath way of thinking. But follow me up, okay? Imagine the people around you as complete NPCs, as complete automatic humans, automatic living beings. They just exist. They just move, they just do. But they don't really think. They don't think. And guess what? Everyone acts the same way. Everyone feels the same way. Everyone feels the same emotions. Everyone reacts the same way. So what makes you different than those people? Why are you trying to aspire to be better? Why are you trying to escape the cage? Because I know it. I'm reading your mind, bro. I'm reading your mind. You're trying to make a change. Right? You're trying to make a change. But you forgot a big point in this. And is that you don't even know yourself properly. Since the beginning, since you were born, you were fighting a war against everybody. You were fighting. You were put in a competition against the world, the entire world. You're in competition with your peers, with the people, with the guys your same age. You're in competition with those guys. Look at those guys, analyze them, analyze how they are acting. And then now, ask yourself, are you any different? Be real to yourself, okay? Are you any different? Do you have an increased consciousness? Do you act the way you want to act? Or do you let yourself act? Do you be an NPC about it? Or do you act the way you want? It may sound confusing, right? I know what you're thinking. I know how you're feeling about what I'm talking. I know this is fucking tiring to understand. But trust me, it's easier than it seems, than it sounds. Just ask yourself, are you acting the way you should? Or are you letting your brain act? Okay, let me tell you something. When I was in school, but the fact I was around the people my age and they were fucking NPCs, they were looking like NPCs, all the same, all acting the same. This led me to think that this made me ask myself, why do I analyze people so much? And you may be wondering why I opened a YouTube channel. You may be wondering why I'm being such a schizophrenic, a psychopath, talking to a camera. You may be wondering all of this. And you know, the fact is that I've always been an observer. I always observed people. Since the beginning, okay, right? Since the beginning, I always had the urge, like a sixth sense, bro. A sixth sense that always told me, that always drove me to analyze other people, analyze how they act. This made me realize I'm too conscious. This made me realize. So this is what makes me different. The fact I'm trying to analyze something, the fact I'm aware of the present moment, the fact I'm thinking myself, I'm thinking by myself. This is the point of the video, okay? I'm sharing with you my own experience of how I noticed who I really was deep inside. And you can find yourself who you are as well. All you need is to let yourself flow. You need to let yourself flow. Look at your actions. Look at how you act without thinking, okay? But analyze it. Let yourself do, act, move. Look at your personality, and then this will be the answer to you, that this is who you are. An habit that you do most of the times, which is uncommon, and you do it repeatedly, an insane amount of time, it may be your personality. This is my personality. I'm an observer, right? Like I could say, a night owl. The fact I've always been observing people made me realize I was different. This made me realize it's my superpower, we could say. It may sound like crazy, but in the end, everything is crazy, right? Everything uncommon is crazy. Everything that stands above the lines, the norms, it's crazy. So why even labeling it as crazy? Why not just trying to find who you really are instead of acting automatically just like other people? Because in the end, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if you're crazy? Okay, see something. If I tried many times to cancel my true entity, the fact I observe and I analyze so much, I tried to evade it, I tried to cancel it from myself, and I just couldn't do it. I thought I was just crazy. And you may have been thinking this way. You may have been feeling the same way. That you're crazy because you do something which is uncommon that nobody does. So in the end, what makes you crazy? The fact that you are trying to be yourself? Or the fact that you need to be accepted and trying to be like everyone else? What's crazier? Sabotaging yourself and trying to adapt yourself to the crowd? Or letting your power flow out of yourself and use it at your own advantage? I read a quote, there was a time I read a quote, and it was saying, the moment you were born, you were given some cards. The moment you were born, you were given some cards. And those cards, how you're playing them, determines your outcome. It doesn't matter how you're looking. It doesn't matter how many money you have. It doesn't matter how tall, short you are. It doesn't matter how many friends you have. It doesn't matter how many items you possess. All it matters is how you deal with the cards you were given. How are you playing your own cards? There are people that are very tall, but still in sports like gymnastics, calisthenics, they suck because they got disadvantages. But in sports like fighting sports, they are better. So ask yourself who you are. Look at your cards. Look at the cards you were given. and play them the best way. I was given the sixth sense, personality. This is who I am. I realized it by thinking. I realized I was more conscious than the average person. This was my card. This was the card that for all of this time I had to play at my own advantage. And so I thought, how do I use it? How do I play it at my own advantage? How do I throw this card on the table and make myself win the huge lottery? By using my mind. As I am an observer, it means that I grab a lot of informations. It means that I overflow my brain with informations. So how can I use them? How can I use this information? I can share it. What I'm the best at is analyzing, observing, and speaking my own mind. This is who I am. This is Mutek. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want, join us, join our tribe. If you don't want to be a lone wolf, it's free. Join the Mute Kingdom, leave a like, a comment, and that's it, okay? Ask yourself who you are.